I love your prognosis that research will become more important. Where do you think research is today, and what does research need to do to prove its value?
I think research executives are in many ways still locked into an outdated model of focusing on the purity of the methodology. And I think that's an impossible challenge to serve the marketer's needs and at the same time deliver methodological regulatory issues, if you will, that are 30 and 40 years old and frankly quite outdated. I think the idea, for example, of if you send out a questionnaire and you need a 50% return rate, well, you don't get a 50% return rate. So researchers are going through all kinds of machinations to get the 50% return rate, and they're creating artificial research as a result, instead of saying, you know what, we're only going to get 1.5%, which is a direct marketing return. We're also seeing huge amounts of data being generated from companies like AdGenesis and others that are online, and they're showing video, and they're in somewhat of the IAG model, but instead of a phone call after the fact, they're collecting it right on the spot online, saying, have you watched this video? If not, watch it. Do you remember what you saw? Ask some questions about the marketer. Now, that's from a methodological point of view, there are huge flaws in that, but the amount of information you can gather that's relevant to the needs of the marketer is enormous in some instances. So I think researchers are going to move toward a more practical role of measuring results and look at themselves as part of the marketing process in terms of their role. How do they serve the goals of the marketer as opposed to how do they serve the roles of traditional research methodological purity?
Apropos of your comments about sampling, set-top box data, there's been a call for a representative sample. What are your views on set-top box data sampling?
The danger of set-top box sampling based on traditional research methodology is that set-tops are only in a limited number of homes. Same challenge with TiVo information. It's only in a limited number of homes, therefore it's only representative of those homes. Yes, but what do those homes represent? In many ways they represent the future. They represent the home 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And they also represent 100% of the TiVo homes, or the homes with DVRs and that level of sophistication. So I think, yes, you do have to be cautious about understanding the nature of the audience you're researching, but I think not to use the data that's available to us from so many different sources, especially set-top box data within privacy limitations, I think it would be a huge mistake for the television industry and the media industry in general, and would ultimately push marketers' budgets into other areas where they're getting data and metrics that are focused on serving their needs as opposed to the needs of sample size legitimacy.